The only life that matters is the last one.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. This deck is big black control using life instead of mana. Kirik allows you to pay, well, Phyrexian mana instead of your black mana for any spell in your deck, including himself. That means that Kirik can cost 7 mana or just 4 mana and 6 life. And oftentimes you do want to get Kirik into play on turn 4 or 5, using these various ramp spells on turn 2 to get him into play, so then you can follow up with various kill spells, discard spells, and other spells that will make him grow so you can gain the life back, and also stop your opponent from doing anything and everything. This deck also has a ton of devotion, because when you can pay life instead of mana, something like a Phyrexian Obliterator is just 8 life and no mana to cast, which is a really fun thing to do when you have Kirik as your commander. We're also playing some cards like Villas that allow you to draw cards as you're paying that life, and cards like Boros' Citadel where you can just play cards off the top of your library, and I'd say the most important card in this deck, Ashiok Wicked Manipulator, which stops you from paying life at all and instead has you pay with cards from your deck, also offering you a win con off of that -7 ability or some tokens to help protect you as you continue to pay life and exile cards out of your deck, because you're not actually paying life when he's in play. We can also gain life back using things like Grain Merchant of Asphodel, great with the amount of devotion that we have, or even Noxious Gear Hulk and a bunch of other spells that destroy things and gain you life, like the, I believe it's, yeah, Locthwain Scorn off of the Virtue of Persistence. Lots of ways to gain little bits of life back as you grow Kirik to swing in for a lot of lifelink. So we're going to take Kirik into the queue, and we're going to play with our blood and pay with our blood. Ajani Akat Pariah. This is the Ajani that comes with his brother, and then when a cat dies, he transforms, and he deals a lot of damage, oftentimes running ways to kill their own brother in order to transform Ajani on purpose by sacrificing this cat token, flipping him over with a red permanent in play so you can deal direct damage off the 0 ability, which just makes you another cat. Ajani's kind of busted broken good. Like, I mean it. This is one of those cards that's just absolutely ridiculous and well supported by cards like this. I will go ahead and Bajuka Bog that 1 land out of your graveyard, so next turn I can maybe kill a creature and then steal a creature. I feel like in this game we're going to be setting up for using one of our board wipes, because we are, in our heart, a control deck, in order to take everything out at once. King Kraken, thank you for the 1-year resub. It's almost a year. Wait, let me check the math on that. I think it's been a year. So they'll be able to make things fly next turn. By the way, Modern Horizons 3 just had incredible life gain cards. Goodbye, Ajani. Because I have instant speed removal, I could also wait until their turn, see if they're going to sacrifice this and do something about it. No. I just want to slow them down a little bit. Just a little bit. Do I want to steal that Guide of Souls? I could go for a Guide of Souls. Stop them from gaining any more life off that. Maybe gain me some life. I need life to pay for Kirik, son of Yawgmoth. Oh, I'm being tithed, actually. Okay, that's fair. Is it time for Ajani 2, the sequel to Ajani? So I don't have a great way to stop them next turn, but I do have the cover up in 2 turns. So I could play Kirik here, but he would die to the board wipe. I just don't think it's going to be worth it. I'm going to hold this Go for the Throat, kind of expecting them to kill one of their own cat warriors after combat to flip this over. And in response to his transformation, we can go for the Throat. Or if there's anything that, like, can't deal with using the Deadly Cover-Up. Yeah, because our commander costs so much life against a Boros aggro, it's like, I don't know. I can also try and use Go for the Throat on them if I suspect they had a way to protect this. Nope. Okay, they played the creatures out. There is the Flare in white that could protect them here. But they don't have it. It's not a card that I see many people run anyway, because it's not that good. Perfect. So, we're still at 15 life. And the only one that matters is the last one. We can take out single targets. We can take out single targets. We can take out single targets. Eventually, maybe reanimation. Oh, hey, Intrepid Adversary. I like Intrepid Adversary a lot. I will play the Sheoldred here. And then I'm going to use Fel the Profane as a land. She's a menace, all right. Looks like you're going to use 2 pieces of removal to take her out. Lightning Helix and Rip Apart. Nice. Yeah, they don't want her flipping over. Not going for Keurig yet, but how about that Virtue? They just used Rip Apart, so unless they have more enchantment removal, we're good to bring back Sheoldred every turn. Oh, Soul Scale Gnome! That's going to hit and discover! What do you discover? You discovered a Guardian of Girapur. Allows you to blink a guy. I like how they hit essentially 2 of the same thing, the Restoration Angel and Guardian of Girapur. I wonder if they have like a blink sub-theme to their deck. How's about Sheoldred? My Sheoldred was a 3-for-1. Sure as heck was. Make the number keep going up. There's enough stuff in their graveyard for me to transform her, turn her into the True Scriptures. Now there's 2 different things that they'd have to get rid of. They'll have to discard their hand. They may as well play things out now. And the flyers are what I'm going to have more trouble with. So I'm going to go for the throat on the flyer. Now we get to steal. I'm feeling the Soul Scale Gnome because it lets me discover. Ooh, Villas! Let's go. Ah, Craig. Craig of the Crag. Great, I don't actually want a duplicate of that, but I appreciate you anyway, Soul Scale Gnome. I'm going to pay some blood here. No. I can, by the way, transform that and then play the other one. Here we go. And now Keurig's going to do some work for me. Typically, I want to use the -2. Drawing 3. Random card from my graveyard, huh? Oh, they're out of here. GG, Johnny. Slimefoot and Squee! Slimefoot and Squee are a reanimating pair, also sometimes a combo burn pair, where you sacrifice a Saproling, and then you can bring back Squee, Slimefoot, and a friend from the graveyard. I have a board wipe in this hand. That could be pretty nice to get rid of those Saprolings, get rid of these guys. And I also have a way to reward myself for paying life. The Font of Agonies. Whenever I pay life, put that many blood counters on Font of Agonies, and then I can pay 2 mana or remove 4 blood to destroy a creature. This is just like a really funny card in this deck. Slimefoot and Squee. Not enough for me. Play that as a land. I guess I could have saved it as protection, but I want to make sure that I get enough mana here. And I also have to pay attention to any creatures they put in the graveyard because they could be brought back with Slimefoot and Squee. Like that one! Like the Troll of Khazad-dûm! You got Blood Crypt. Not shocking it in, so now they have 2 mana, they're not using it. Oop, oop, oop. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Deluge here. A 1, a 2, a 3, a crunch. And I paid 3 life. All those are gone. They have a Cave Troll. I could have had a Cave Troll. It would have fit in this deck. This will be my first time actually using Font of Agonies, which is exciting. I don't want to play Kirik on this turn. I'm going to play a little bit of a life gain engine instead. The Aetherflux Reservoir. If I'm playing Kirik, I want to be able to immediately follow up with a spell. And in this case, it's like Invoke Despair would be the spell that I can follow up with. And yes, I'm extremely willing to pay so much life on any given turn. It's all I do is pay life. Oh, by the way, Kirik can also pay costs in abilities. It just says in a cost. So, like, I could kill Slimefoot and Squee, but then they could reanimate something. I think going for Aclazotz is going to be a little better than Kirik here. Because I don't really want to be killing Slimefoot and Squee on this turn. Aclazotz will be allowing them to, like, discard a specific card that they want to discard. But that's fine with me. So yeah, they want Slimefoot and Squee to die, probably so they can bring out the Troll of Khazad-dûm. I want to gain life. Aclazotz also, if he dies, just flips over. Yay! Stabilize my life total. Aetherflux Reservoir, Aclazotz. Thank you for your service. Ooh, looks like they want to kill Aclazotz. That's just more mana for me next turn. And then Cavalier of Night does like a cheeky thing where it can bring back Slimefoot and Squee. Hello, blood, blood, blood. Curlies love blood. Blood, 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 blood. I am going to click on my face to pay blood here, because otherwise it won't do it. Bring back a little dude. Who are you bringing back? Is it going to be Slimefoot and Squee? Nice. And now I feel like we just sit here on the Font of Agonies rather than like play the Invoke Despair, because then they sacrifice that and they bring that back, and that's not what I want to happen. I guess I could technically like kill this and the Saproling. Yeah, it doesn't quite do what I want. You are so tempting though. Next turn, next turn, next turn. I could also, like, in their end step, kill Slimefoot and Squee, but I just kind of want to get rid of Slimefoot and Squee and the Saprolings. And I can do that. Yeah, this is almost Yawgmoth. Son of Yawgmoth. A bit of blood. What are you turning that into? No. No Chupacabras. No nothing. None of that. None of that. You stop that. Oh, Play Crafter. I feel like this is fine. Mm-hmm. Who are you bringing back? Cavalier's your biggest. Troll is no, Troll's the biggest. How's my day? It's going all right. So I'm going to kill the Troll of Khazad-dûm with these 2 mana and these 4 blood. Then we're going to go X equals 1, 2, 3 on this Meat Hook Massacre to get rid of Slimefoot and Squee and all of his buddies. Is there anything I'd like to reanimate? I could have the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Or the Cavalier of Night. The Cavalier of Night wouldn't be killing anything here. I'd be paying 5 life in order to, you know, gain life back in the future. Also keep this out of their graveyard. It's in my graveyard, or it's on my battlefields, where it belongs. It stonks. 10 life remains. Nice Seasoned Pyromancer. This lets them discard and draw. Who goes into trash? Yeah, life gain on layaway. I'll get it back. It's fine. Unfortunately, this Meat Hook Massacre does not gain me life because it's the alchemized version. Hi. Please don't. Please don't kill this. I don't have anything in my graveyard. They killed it. Aw, man. Fine. I didn't need that anyway. But I did want it. One or fewer cards. Okay. Ravenous Chupacabra. Pop it. And we're gonna flip over Aggro. I just had to get rid of a card in hand. I couldn't have invoked Despair, it just was 1 mana short on it. Perfect! Well, somebody has a Chupacabra emote in chat. It's a spooky one. Ravenous Chupacabra is a kind of wild card. I remember the first time I was playing Ixalan Draft, or I guess it was Rivals of Ixalan Draft. I saw this card and was like, uncommon? And died. Because somebody had like 3 of them. Slimefoot and Squee. Coming with a little buddy. They do have a way to intentionally kill Slimefoot and Squee. They got a Phyrexian Tower. But they don't have enough mana to then bring it back this turn. Ooh, but you do have enough mana to do something. Ah, they're inquiring about my good friend Kozilek. Well, he's not home right now. He's busy, actually. Get Medallion. That could be fun. I think we start with an attack in because their hand is empty. So we get to draw. Jellin and Lilin, huh? I can just give them like a little shortcut of like, yeah, I just wanna draw some cards here. Don't mind me. Oh, I like plussing on this Liliana. I think that's my best move. Minusing, it's like it just puts this in a graveyard and then they can reanimate. So unless I had enough mana and like it paid enough life for this, that's fine. Again, they can just sacrifice this, so I'm going to double block. That also draws me a card. That's part of why Lily is in here, because kill my own creatures gets card draw. We're down to 9, now 8 life. Swarm Saboteur! Gorgeous. Great with the jet. Aggro says a player. Didn't they have 2 cards in hand? When I wanted to flip over this before? Or was that a card in their graveyard and I just couldn't see it? Just one in the commander. Ah, it just looks like it's in hand. Ashiok to exchange life for not life, technically. Gonna make this do less. The Fauna Shaman's a bit of an issue, though. Let's pay life. Yes. Life. See what we can draw off Invoke Despair, and we're going to pay 8 life. Remember, you click on your avatar for this. Ugh, stop. It keeps bringing up the emote menu as the animation plays. A Bloodletter of Aggro. Would have been nice to have before, but I'll take it now. How deep can I go? I still have some card draw available to me. Cards are getting exiled because of Ashiok. So I'm paying life instead of black mana, but instead of paying life, I'm exiling cards from my deck. These two were nasty good together. I had the potential of getting them off this Aetherflux reservoir. If I'm able to get just a little further, like even using Liliana minusing, killing 2 of my own creatures. We have Ashiok to get me a little bit more card advantage, too. We got a lot going on. It's a lot of good going on. GG, Slimefoot and Squee. Grist, Voracious Larva. Grist is a 1-mana creature that turns into a Planeswalker if you manage to bring a creature from your graveyard back into play and then pay 1 green mana. Grist is also a sweet little cute insect baby. Comes with more insects. You mill yourself, you destroy artifacts and enchantments, and then you don't technically reanimate, but you totally reanimate all the creatures that you've been putting in your graveyard. If I use Feed the Swarm on Grist, is that like a flavor fail or what? That is a lot of stuff for graveyard. I don't really want to exile it, though. Let's bring out Craig the Crag. Grist is an insect? Yeah, and I don't like the idea of feeding an insect to an insect. I guess lots of bugs eat other bugs. Hi, Grist. You're so cute. I love you. Genuinely just such a cutie patootie. I'm gonna try to kill Grist here. This may be leading into their plan. We'll see. If they leave it in the graveyard... Okay, so no. They do not have a way to reanimate Grist here. Oof. And I don't have enough mana for that. Okay, because I wanted to go Keurig into Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Next turn I can do that. So we're going to go Aetherflux Reservoir, because life is a resource. Reanimating Grist does trigger her ability. Yes. So if you bring back Grist from the graveyard, because it's it or another, and then pay the green, then you can flippy. Such a good bug. Such a good bugaboo. I mean, Jet Collector is just a busted card, but it is very good in that deck. Especially because once you flip it into a Planeswalker, it loses the finality counter. Hi, Grist! Back. Yes. I love paying life. It makes me feel very nice. More. More. More! More! You have to click on your face in order to do this. Excellent! Keurig is now a 4/4, able to block the Gixian Recycler, but Grist is coming out and flipping. And now that Grist has flipped, they could minus and destroy my Aetherflux Reservoir. That's a good idea, though. Like, that's what I would do. Whatever flips your Grist. Fiend Artisan. Nice. So I got some nice removal here. How much life am I willing to lose? And why is it, like, all of it? By the way, you can pay life on abilities. Yum, yum, yum. Actually, I probably should have killed the Gixian Recycler. Oh, no, but it makes a copy of it. Oh, wait, does that mean they can unearth 2 of them? Uh-oh. I think I may have just killed myself. Yeah, this is one of those cards I actually, like, am not familiar with. I was thinking, like, do I kill that and then exile 1? It looks like that's what I would have had to do. It does mean I'm dead. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, so this is a card that's just like, I guess there's 2 of them now. Well, that's what I get for not reading the card. Death. Or alternately, for not using the exiling removal and instead using that. GG, Grist. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. Nadu is a bit of a pain in the butt because, well, he just keeps getting card advantage. Whenever you target your creatures with spells and abilities, or whenever I target their creatures with spells and abilities, they get to look at the top card of their deck. If it's a land, put it into play untapped, and if it's not, it goes into hand, oftentimes playing lots of cheap protective spells, equipments that they can juggle around, and other things that are good with Nadu. Hello, Nadu. Hello. Please join the game quickly. There's only so much patience I can have for Nadu games because there's so many Nadus out there. And yes, Kirik does match up against Nadu and many other things. Okay, there's some turn 1 ramp. We're gonna go ahead and burn our removal on that, paying 3 life, and blasting. If I had one of my, like, reanimate spells, I think I would have gone for Villas there, too. Villas, by the way, like, Villas and Grizzleband are very cute in this deck for getting silly amounts of card advantage. Oh, and now I get this Virtue of Persistence. Play this. It's unlikely that they'll have kill spells, maybe some fight spells. But these scam effects aren't as big when your opponent is playing blue-green. Leather Armor, they get a free equip. And does that equip get them a land? It gets them a Llanowar Loam Speaker. So now they've got Ward 1. I can pay the 1 on the ward. And we're going to see if we can get through this Nadu. Now they could hit a land and then a protective spell. They did hit a land, but it looks like they do not have a protective spell for 1 blue mana, but he has brought back part of his cost. So now Nadu can come down again and re-equip the leather armor. They're called scam effects because of a deck in Modern that uses them to scam the evoke elementals or invocations. Hi, I'm not targeted removal. Die. I know, Virtue doesn't kill Nadu, but it can bring back the stuff we've been destroying. I think next turn we could go for Kirik, too. Ivy is going to copy targeting spells. This can also be a targeting spell, which is kind of cute. 3 steps ahead. Ooh, oh no! They're gonna get a Springheart and Nantuko on Ivy. Not paying the 2 for that, but paying the 2 for this to get more mana. That could be good. Oh, I got a board wipe, though. Board wipe would leave them with the Nantukos, and then I have enough mana to kill a Nantuko off of the Virtue, so I think we can do that. Sorry, Kirik, I know you want to come out and play. Do I feel like exiling their graveyard? Not really. And I'm going to... Why can't I do that? That was weird. It made me activate Liliana before it would let me cast this. I'll kill the original and let the token exist. This is still going to spit out tokens every time they get a landfall, which gives them more and more targets for Nadu. That was weird. Game was just having a hiccup. I want to steal this, and this, and this. Taking their Ivy is actually really cute, I feel, because it lets me copy some of their spells. Bug. Bugga bugga. Bugga 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 bugga. I could use a Haywire Mite to get rid of my Solar Transformer. They should probably save it for the Virtue, though. Leather armor upon the bug! I love paying life. Gotta be one of my favorite hobbies. Am I feeling villainous? Thought distortion? I'm feeling villainous. I'm feeling villainous. Thought distortion? Next turn. Also, I can't pay the 1 off that, so I can't kill you. I could kill you. That would draw me cards. We love paying life here. Attack with this Gromby. Yeah, so I can pay 4 life. Villas and Carrick work very silly together like that. And get lots and lots of cards in hand. You want to get rid of my Solar Transformer? Primal Might. Okay, let's see what they get. So they want to fight Carrick. Pay 4 life. Shrink the boy. Let's give them a potential growing spell here. Got them landfall. Okay, so that's +1/+0. I'm going to do it again. And then I think they trade. Dang, that's satisfying now. That little Zombozo. I have too many cards in hand. Gary, come use my obscene amount of devotion to gain me some life, please. Okay, who else can I play that gets me even more devotion? I mean, I could play Carrick.
Rise and shine.
Amy, don't pay that much life. It's not a good idea. I'm gonna see what they have. Tell me your secrets. Oh, luxurious libation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have to use you for it. Use the Nykthos. Got this Fel the Profane. Swinging for 8 in the air with Phyllis. I think we're doing okay. Hey, gorgeous. Hey, Meat Hook Massacre. Let's go ahead and swing with everything here. And then a Meat Hook Massacre for X = 1. Killing my beautiful zombies. And killing our opponent. Out of here, Nadu. Eladamri! This guy cheats things into play. I know this because I just played an Eladamri deck. Eladamri taps himself and 2 buddies, paying 1 green mana, to put a creature from either your hand or to the top of your library into play. Oh, and they have matching sleeves. That's cute. Also, Bald Nissa. Ugh, also Bald Nissa. I will go for killing this Llanowar Elf over ramping to Carrick next turn. Even though, like, Extinction Event, we could also ramp into that, hoping that they went turn 1 Elf into turn 2 Eladamri, and then we name Odd, and then all the odd ones are out. Carrick's always also odd, though. More odd creatures. More of that strange oil. Baldness is still a babe, I fully agree. Oh, they're just different. They can be both. So off the Surveil from Rubble Belt Maverick, they put Cityscape Leveler into the graveyard. Means it might come back later. Odd. I have some weird bruises on my wrist. I think they're from sword fighting class. You get hit by a couple of swords and suddenly you're covered in bruises. It just keeps happening. What you doing with all that mana, Nissa? Ooh, Priest of Titania. That's gonna be a lot of damage. I feel like the Thought Distortion's not gonna do much. I can not follow up with any spells, so I think we just pay 2 life for Kirik here. How do I fight a sword? I fight with sword, but sometimes it feels like I'm fighting the sword. That's mostly just my own ineptitude, though. I'm not very good at sword fighting, but it is very fun. 2 mana. 1 ring! Rule them all? Drawing. Oh, they must not have gotten a land. There's a land! They can even sacrifice their lands to protect things. Ma'am. Leave me alone, please. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's a fetch land, 6, 7, 8. And if it's not a fetch land... Oh, no, wait! They have enough to escape this off 5, 6, 7. Any land, even a tapped land, will get them to Cityscape Leveler. Well, I guess I'll just hope that they don't have it. Hello. Oh, the Force of Vigor! Maybe I should have gone for the Thought Distortion. What did they exile out of hand? Veil of Summer? Oh, even more protection from black spells. So Veil of Summer, by the way, actually would have stopped the Thought Distortion if I had used it. Two mana. Eladamri. They still have 4 mana because of Priest of Titania. Ooh, and a Sowing Mica spawn. Not kicked, though. They didn't kick it. They didn't have the colorless mana. So they couldn't exile one of my lands. Thankfully. There's a Fierce Empath in hand, which means that they essentially have, you know, Craterhoof Behemoth in hand. Let's pay life. Let's pay 4 life. 4 life, in fact. More life. 4 more life. Draw 4 more cards. How much life am I willing to give up, and how many lands are they willing to sacrifice? If you're wondering why I'm going for the Sylvan Safekeeper here, it's just because, like, as long as she's alive, they got this, they got that, they got all of these. Okay. That's fine. Give me my 8 cards in hand. Not technically Grizzlebrand. Legally distinct Grizzlebrand got me Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay. Oh. We good? I guess we're good. I don't think I won that, but GG. Yorion, Sky Nomad. Yorion is a big blinky commander, getting lots of enter the battlefields again and again. I wish I had more mana, so I'm gonna mulligan, and I mean, I have a discounting spell. Jet Medallion lets me play Keurig for less. We've got some card draw off the One Ring, and then eventually a Thought Distortion. So some versions of Yorion are creature-based, running lots of creatures with good enter the battlefield abilities. Some versions of Yorion are not creature-based, doing things like playing planeswalkers, using their minus abilities, and then blinking them with Yorion. Still running some creatures because they're good with it. Various other things with enter the battlefield abilities too. Let's see. Pretty much, if we start seeing a lot of counter spells and kill spells, it's not the creature-based one. Easy enough to tell. Yeah, they shocked in. Is this a mana drain? Counterspell. Tail's End. Counterspell, okay. Lembas breads. Bread. I wish elves sent me out with some bread. I would eat so much of that. Make myself sick. I don't have any spell to follow up with, so I'm going to pay 4 life, just using up all my mana. And then next turn, Thought Distortion. Okay. Keurig has no abilities. He's just kind of there. What other garbage do you have in that hand? Yep, okay, so Stalwart Realm Warden is going to tax my next non-creature spell, and Restoration Angel can blink it. Oh my gosh, hi Spike! We just got a big old raid from our friend Aspiring Spike. Somebody we should all aspire to be as great as. Aspiring Spike, thank you so much for the raid. I am going to play MTGO soon, because I really want to play in those vintage cubes, but I need to learn how. I wonder if they'll move the Tamio's completion. No, I think that's too risky. We have been raided. For anybody who doesn't know Spike, fantastic streamer, cool guy, and also just like really good at Magic. How dare. And attacking in. Crocodile! Thank you so much for the sub! Somebody has a question about me playing Miss Bumbleflower. Did I forget to draw 2 cards from her ability? In the Commander at Home episode? No, I'm pretty sure I drew 2 every time I cast a second spell in a turn. So the way her ability works is that the first time you cast a spell, target player that's not you draws a card. Second time, target player that's not you draws a card, and you draw 2 cards. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, etc. Other person draws 2 cards. Now, it's possible I missed one of those triggers, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Ah, well, welcome. For anybody coming in off that raid while we, cause trouble here with our big black critters. Our Vein Rippers, our Sholdreds, our Garys. I wish I could blink this Gary. But I don't need to. Because that's lethal. Unless... No, it's lethal. GG. Voya, Jaws of the Conclave. not a great card to play against if you're running mostly single target removal. Our deck has board wipes in it, though. Also, things that punish them from hitting us in the face. So we're going to keep this hand, try to get a little bit of turn 2 ramp. We might actually just run out this grief early in the game. Ooh. I think we wait until next turn for that grief, because then I can actually cheat out the grief, probably dropping Villas, sacrifice it to the Phyrexian Tower, and then it'd have 3 mana. We'll see if we have anything to do with that 3 mana. Or we wait until, like, turn 4, and we do it for that. I got options now. Alright, let's start. I drew 2 drops. We're gonna go Deep Cavern Bat. We want to hit their ramp. Actually, I kind of want to hit, since I have this board wipe, I kind of want them to play everything out and then just get hit by me doing this thing. Let's go for Gallagrators. Also, there's no, like, I can't cut them off from all their turn 2 plays. I can't cut them off from all their turn 3 plays. Obliterator versus Voya? I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, ooh, that could be tasty. Like, you attack into me. Good luck sacrificing all your permanents. Right now, I think we just try to get them to run into a board wipe. Board wipes are good against Voya. It's very Naya, but unless you have a haste enabler out, you're not drawing the cards. You're not getting the counters on things. The Kalia avatar our opponent has, I think, is from the Psychic Frog Hideaway thingy. And with that Nykthos, sacrificing the bat is feeling awful tempting. I'm trying to decide if I want to just wipe the board. No, I want to wait until that comes out. So I'm going to play a Grief, like just straight out play it. I'll hit Varus. How do you get the Pinkie Pie avatar? It was part of a fundraiser they had done, but it was a while ago. I don't think you can get it anymore. So I've taken a look at their hand. Unless they just drew, like, a board wipe protection. Oh, they totally didn't. They go to combat. Gain a life. Sacrifice a bat. Wipe the board. And then, oh look, a Font of Agonies. Boop. Yeah, the My Little Pony second secret alert, or I guess the first one was just a convention exclusive. They did it at the same time that they were doing it. The Ponies the Galloping, I think is what it was called. This is an elf and a wolf. It's also a 1/1. I'll just do this. Swoosh. All of these enchantments are getting me some extra devotion for Nykthos, too. I'm a fan of My Little Pony. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. I'm feeling Obliterator. It's gonna get me a ton of mana off of Nykthos. I could have also tried to set up for, like, Agony bringing things back, but I think that's a lot harder. So, Voya, if you want to attack in, you're gonna be in for a really bad time. Like, a truly awful time. Let me just see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we are going to pay 1, 2, 3... That's going to get me my Font of Agonies, some extra mana here, and then we're going to bring out Villas. We have tons of extra mana here. Enough. to kill the Druid of the Cowl, using these beautiful things on the Font of Agonies. So now I'm going to sit here. And Voya, would you like to attack into my Phyrexian Obliterator? Voya, would you like to attack into my Phyrexian Obliterator? Yeah, the answer was no. GG. Kodama of the West Tree. Kodama of the West Tree gets you mana and gives trample to all of your creatures that are modified. I can technically Dark Ritual into my commander next turn. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I could, since I have a Dark Ritual in opening hand. Once upon a time, our opponent looked for a card. So modified creatures, getting trample, hitting you, getting you basic lands, means that Kodama is big, green, rampy scales. Thankfully, we also have some removal off of that murderous rider. Yeah, I feel safe playing Carrick here. Let's do it. I have nothing to follow up with, but next turn that means I'll have lots of mana to work with. I love paying the 6. And before somebody asks, no, Black Market Connections is not in this deck because I knew I would pay too much life. It's literally like, if I put it in this deck, I am going to kill myself. Let's go. Excellent. I meant kill myself in the Magic the Gathering way. You knew that. Maybe. Hey, wait a minute. Opponent, I see you have multiple non-basic lands. Allow me to Winter Moon you. Hello. Usually you don't want to play this against a monocolored deck, but interrupting their tempo this early? Don't mind if I do. You call Winter Moon? That's a big Yorvo because of branching evolution. It's also a dead Yorvo though, so like... Whap, whap. How many cards are in graveyard? 3! Wait, let's make it 4! They weren't buying what I was selling. GG, Kodama. Chatterfang, Squirrel General. Chatterfang makes squirrels whenever you have a token come into your battlefield. Also, can sacrifice squirrels to kill things or make them stronger. That's a little bit of both. Chatterfang has Forest Walk, not relevant here, but Chatterfang is an awesome tokens and sacrifice commander. What mode am I playing where Dark Ritual is allowed? This is Brawl. But honestly, Dark Ritual shouldn't be allowed in this format. Not that anyone would listen to me. So anyway, here's Winter Moon. I know Chatterfang's about to get so much better. I had a bunch of people ask me to make an updated Chatterfang deck for Brawl Stars, and the reason it hasn't happened yet is because I'm waiting for Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow, especially if we're getting some of the cards from the Commander set in Arena, is about to get so many sweet new cards for Chatterfang. Y'all, I am so ready. I'm so ready for squirrels. Hello, yes. This is Orb, but in the sky. The sun and moon has decided to make a competition of our misery. Yup, sure have. So they played a basic. And here comes Chatterfang. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. We love paying life. It is very nice. Kill the Chatterfang. Throw the Carrick. Oh, there's a callback? Oh, because it's a quote from Veteran Explorer, which is the card that gets you a basic land. That's so cute. Yeah, Modern Horizons 3 had a lot of, say, in-jokes for Magic players. Yeah, I wish that Dark Ritual and Mana Drain weren't in this format. It's not too late, Wizards of the Coast. Only you can prevent forest fires. Ooh, they're ramping. Also getting a 4-cost permanent into their hand. That could be a Binding the Old Gods. Amy, don't do it. You'd have to sacrifice your boy. How about we pay just 2 life? Make Keurig grow, and then gain a little life back. Villas, your beloved. I think we might get Villas out in a turn. I was waiting for Modern Horizons 3 to put Invert Polarity in a Marchesa deck. I ended up building Marchesa. I recorded her twice. But Invert Polarity is a very fun card to put into a lot of crime decks. Ringheart Nantucket lets you clone your goose, and the goose is a token that makes a token. That's so good with Chatterfang. Oh no, it's another non-basic. The moon strikes again. Hello, yes. This is Moon. I will attack first, even though Villas will grow slightly, or will grow Keurig slightly, because I want to see what we draw off, or what they discard off Aclazotz. Okay, yeah, I'm willing to do this. So we're going to pay 2, 4, 6 for Villas. I'm going to pay another 12 life to kill the Gilded Goose, but I'm going to do it just a little at a time in case I draw a kill spell. And our opponent's going to leave. Yeah, I was going to pay 12 life to kill a goose. It was going to be worth it, too. Zimone and Dina! Zimone and Dina can sacrifice creatures to draw you cards and gain you some life and drain your opponent, and eventually do that twice and also put lands into play, because Zimone and Dina's a really, really, really good card. But oftentimes not actually played to its character's abilities. Zimone and Dina sometimes is just your good friend, Omni Control. So let's go ahead and start with the Thoughtseize here. Let's seize those thoughts. Okay, they got a Grief, a Sheoldred, Liliana. I think we hit the Grief here. Howdy. Hey. Yeah, see how none of these are sacrificables? This is a Sultai Ultimatum deck. Hey. Hello and goodbye. I just need to, like, get rid of enough of these that we can set up for Thought Distortion. Here, you even get to draw a card. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you a lucky duck? You love an ultimatum pile? Said nobody, ever. Fluted Delta gets them to Sheoldred. Hope I get a land next turn so I can set up for all sorts of silly stuff. I mean, the combination of Citadel and Ashiok is so funny. I really want it to happen. Oh, no, wait, they got a Dark Ritual. So are they going to bring out... Oh, I was thinking Gargaroth. All right, yeah, Vraska. Now I don't have as much to hit with this Thought Distortion. Also, they can turn Keurig into a treasure. Okay. Vraska does not actually kill the card. So I think even if I were to use Not Dead after all, because it would lose the abilities, it would not come back if I sacrificed it after. We Not Dead after all? No, because he would lose the ability. Can you hit artifacts? No. Okay, good. Sure. Ugh, it was a land. El Cops, thank you for the 14-month resub. Ashiok. Now we don't pay life. We pay with our deck. Land on top. Liliana. I'll use the plus ability. Okay. We choose the one to exile. So we choose that, and that puts the grief into hand. We're gonna scam. So we evoke. I had to put full control mode on, by the way. Actually, wait. If I scam the Gary, do I win? I scam with Gary. That wins me the game. Sorry, Grief. We were just checking for free counter spells, definitely. Oh no, crap, I put you into hand. Yeah, because now this only does 9. Okay, well now we're good. No, I have a way to kill him. Not dead after all on the Gary. And then we sacrifice 2 creatures. And so do they. And a bunch of stuff happens. And we don't pay any life, because why would we ever? And they die. And it's awesome. GG. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you like seeing Carrick pay life over and over and over and over again. And yes, Black Market Connections is not in this deck because I'm already paying so much life. If I pay any more, I think I would die. This is definitely a deck where you have to pay a lot of attention to your life total, but if you like that sort of thing, this is a very cool deck to get to play. I would actually love to build a version of this deck that has even more 1 and 2 drops and cards that only have black pips in their cost in order to really maximize the Carrick value. Like there's a vampire that costs 2 black and has lifelink and death touch, and it feels to me like it would go pretty well with Carrick rather than playing a lot of these higher end spells that are still really fun to play. I will say though, Carrick, the #1 card you got to include in this deck is Ashiok. You should play this card in this deck because it lets you just keep paying not actually your life, but with your deck. It's really, really great. If you're looking for the deck list, it's in the description of the video. And if you're looking to suggest a commander, including a commander that's going to be coming out in Bloomborough, please leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Or if there's a deck you want to see me update, like Chatterfang. I mentioned before, Chatterfang's getting some new cards. They'd already got sweet new cards in Modern Horizons 3, but we're getting even more very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!